sometimes ada 30 days atau 60 days or 90 days. Okay, after 90 days, if the company cannot collect the amount, dia akan classify sebagai bad debts. Okay, ni bad debts ni maksudnya you cannot collect the money after the due date. So kalau 60 day, after 60 day, the company determine that one is bad debt expenses. Jadi bad debt ni apa? Belanja hutang lapuk. Jadi tajuk ni sebenarnya tajuknya belanja hutang lapuk. Okay, the factors of bad debts. Bankrupt dia tak boleh pay for the amount. Gila, insane, the death and disappeared, maknanya hilangkan diri. Okay, bila kita record bad debts, dia adalah belanja. Dan belanja, you must record under operating expenses. So inilah this is the main topic for account receivable. You have to know what is mean bad debt and then you know how to record dalam journal entry. Tajuk ni paling penting ialah journal entry. Okay, bad debts saya dah beritahu in the tutorial. One for allowance and for direct write-off. Allowance bahasa Melayu peruntukan, kaedah peruntukan, dan direct write-off adalah kaedah Biasanya allowance ni kita ikut percentage. Estimate tu maknanya dalam bentuk percentage, satu dalam receivable dan satu ni. Kalau write off ni tak ada estimate, dia terus determine. So, okay, write off. So apa maksudnya? Dia determine, the company determine that one bad debts cannot collect forever. So bila determine, dia akan bagi dalam amount RM. So partner bad debts ialah account receivable. Debit bad debts, credit account receivable. Dia tak ada estimate. So the keyword you must know, determine. Ini saya go through saja. And under when you want to record the write off account receivable, ini double, and ini adalah transaction. Yang tadi method untuk write off method tu, direct write off tu, dia hanya satu je transaction, ada dua. Satu untuk write off account receivable dan satu bad debt recovery. Dan dia tak ada estimation percentage. So this is the double entry for write off account receivable. Okay, nampak ni? So narration. Narration ni keterangan. To record write off account receivable. Ataupun kamu boleh tulis to record write off bad debts. Oh boleh. Ataupun to record write off uncollectible account. Sama je. Dia sama ada write off bad debts, write off account receivable or write off uncollectible account. Maksud yang sama, dia adalah bad debts. Write off tu maknanya dia nak hapuskan account receivable ni. Okay. Now, ini under allowance method, saya repeat, dia estimate bad debts. Bila dia estimate bad debt, we have to create one account. Account tu dipanggil allowance for doubtful debts. Nampak beza tak? Kalau direct write-off method, debit bad debts, credit account receivable. Tapi under allowance, debit bad debts, credit allowance for doubtful debt. Tapi allowance for doubtful debt ni dia akan tolak account receivable dekat financial position. Itu je beza dia. You have to create one account. Account dia nama allowance for doubtful debt. Maksud bahasa Melayu, peruntukan hutang ragu. Ragu. Perkataan ragu tu maknanya tak pasti, was-was, estimate. So bila dia sebut estimate, that mean present dalam bentuk percentage. Okay, ini go through. Ada dua. Okay, for PSPM, normally dia akan tanya allowance, but it's up to the question. Kadang-kadang dia tanya direct write-off. And antara dua ni, the percentage of receivable and percentage of sales, receivable is the most popular one. Sebab dia banyak step. you have to follow a few steps to get bad debts, but percentage of sale ni direct saja. Okay, this one you have to make an adjustment when you use allowance method. Berbeza dengan direct write-off. Kalau direct write-off tu debit bad debt, credit account receivable. Tapi this one, debit bad debt, credit, bukan provision ya, allowance for doubtful debt. Nama baru, allowance for doubtful debt. Okay. So ni the different. Macam mana kamu nak tengok different tu? Ni saya kata determine, direct write-off, tapi this one estimate. Estimate that means you use percentage. This is the different. Yang kedua, this one dia guna for small company. This one for big company and all company. Kenapa dia apply recognition and revenue recognition? Maknanya kalau ada sales, mesti ada bad debts expenses. Kalau ada on credit, account receivable, dan dalam mesti ada belanja lah. Account receivable tu dia declare bad debts, tu that one is expense recognition. Revenue tu kita buat sales. Bila ada sales, kontra dia mesti ada bad debts expenses. So dia dua-dua ada. Okay, this one direct write-off, kita tak ada adjusting. Kita ada transaction je. Transaction tu apa? Direct write-off tu yang nanti kita tengok yang mana yang kita direct write-off account receivable. So yang ni you have to make an adjustment because ada AFDD, allowance for doubtful debt. Yang ini transaction ni allowance. Siapa tu? Siapa yang bersin tu? Saya dengar bersin. Okay, untuk ni this topik direct write-off, kalau transaction write-off uncollectible, kita debit bad debts, credit account receivable. This one common. This one I have taught you topic 5. Tapi kalau ada, macam mana kita nak tahu kita nak guna allowance or direct write-off? Okay, this one kalau ada baki awal in the financial position, that mean the company apply allowance method. Tapi kalau dia tak ada baki awal for allowance for doubtful debt, that mean dia guna write off. Normally, I will give you a question, dia ada baki awal, allowance for doubtful debt. That mean the company apply allowance method. So you can see, ini bad debt, credit account receivable. Ini pula debit AFDD. Dia menggantikan bad debts. Sebab dalam AFDD ni memang dah ada bad debts. Yang ni dia direct terus. Yang ni tak. Dalam AFDD tu ada bad debt tapi dia guna AFDD. Okay. Okay, this one, bad debt recovery. Bad debt recovery ni bahasa Melayu, hutang lapuk terpulih. Tulis dekat buku biru kamu. Kamu bawa tak buku biru? Buku biru tu, hutang lapuk terpulih maksudnya hutang yang telah diisytiharkan, hutang lapuk, tapi selang 2-3 bulan dia nak bayar semula. Bila dia nak bayar semula, kita buka account receivable, lepas tu kita tutup. Buka account receivable, kita wujudkan bad debt recovery. Nampak tu, debit account receivable, credit bad debt recovery, tapi ada allowance method, buka semula account tu, reopen. Reinstate ni apa maksudnya? Reinstate ni reopen back the account receivable. Contohnya kita account receivable tu yang kita tutup tu, account receivable dash Irfan. Nama dia Irfan kan? Kita buka balik account Irfan tu. Sebelum ni kita dah tutup. Now kita reinstate. Reinstate ni reopen. So credit allowance for doubtful debt. Macam mana kita tahu dia guna allowance method? Dia ada baki awal in the financial statement. Yang ni tak ada. And this one bila dia dah bayar, receive cash, so we have to close the account receivable. So we have no connection with that person sebab dia dah bayar. So there are two sets of journal entry for bad debts recovery. Habis. Now, are you with me?
Yes.
Korang masih dengan saya ke?
Yes.
Cuba tengok muka. Apa ada? Ada kan? Okay. Tu satu. Jadi saya buat ni, kita go through. Yang penting you must know the difference. Now saya pergi the next one. Soalan direct write off method. Okay, kamu nampak tak this one? Cuba respon, nampak tak? Hello?
Tak nampak cikgu.
Ada tak keluar ni?
Tak nampak
Tak dapat
cikgu.
ke? Tak dapat.
Dia keluar thank you.
Belum lagi, tunggu lagi.
Ha?
Thank you, subscribe,
Keluar
like and
lagi?
share.
Sekejap ya. Kejap. You are presenting. Saya stop kejap. Now saya nak present window. Okay, tadi saya nak masuk ini right off. Share. Okay, can you see this one? Boleh? Nampak tak?
Nampak
Cuba respon soalan.
Nampak cikgu, nampak. Nampak cikgu.
Nampak.
Okay,
Nampak.
alright. Tajuk ni, term for receivable, the most important thing is you are able to record journal entry. Journal entry tu sama macam chapter 3 or chapter 2, double entry system. So direct write off ni dia tak ada calculation, just journal entry. So direct write off ni adalah method ya, kaedah hapus kira langsung. Hubungannya antara bad debts and account receivable. Dia terus determine the amount. Maknanya kita ada customer dan customer tu dah hilang dan kita takkan dapat kutip that amount. So kita determine the amount. Bila determine, you just record debit bad debts and credit account receivable. Tu je. Adakah dia record at the end of the period? No. Depends on the situation. Katalah you sold goods on credit to the customer, tapi credit termnya 3 months. After 3 months, so you want to classify sebagai bad debt because you cannot collect the amount from receivable. So kita panggil dia write off bad debts. Okay, now I give you one example. The first one, the company determine, apa lain tidak ya? The company determine that you will not able to collect RM 200 from customer. So dia dah bagi tarikh. Mungkin sebelum dia bagi tarikh tu, dia ada sold goods on credit. Dia bagi 3 months to settle the debt. Tapi after 3 months, the company are not able to collect 200 from debit. So bila dia declare and dia determine after 3 months, so kita panggil the company write off account receivable, or dia akan tulis write off bad debts, or write the journal entry. Under this method, you just write down journal entry je. Dia tak ada calculation for account receivable ke atau allowance for doubt boleh. Dan dia tak payah buka account sebab dia tak minta. Dia cuma nak journal entry for this method. So debit bad debts, credit account receivable. So you record dan bagi narration tu keterangan lah. Record writing of debit account ataupun to record ataupun kalau saya senang je, bad debt return off. Bad debt return off ataupun write off account receivable. Mana-mana pun boleh. So biasanya after dia follow the credit term, after 3 months, 6 months, then dia kena classify sebagai bad debts. And this is the second example. Lessee has the following transaction. 24th Julai. So I just told you ini dia bukan adjusted journal entry, tapi ini journal entry. Apa beza adjusted? Adjusted tu that means you have to prepare at the end of accounting period. Yang ni tak. After 3 months or after 2 months based on the credit term, kita kena recognize that one is bad debts. So nampak ni, dia can recognize debtor Remy was declared bankrupt and unable to pay 10,000. So dia punya account receivable namanya Remy. Dia specific, give the name. Kalau dia specific give the name, you must write down the name. Kalau dia umum, you just write down account receivable. And for this one, 10 August, dia specific. Jason could not pay his debt. So when you want to prepare the journal entry, you must specify the name of account receivable. And you can see the date is not the end of the accounting period, tapi the date of transaction. So inilah write-off method. You just write down tarikh, bad debt expenses, credit account receivable, and write-off account receivable. So tajuk ni under write-off method ataupun direct write-off method, you just write down the journal entry. And the second one, nampak ni, bad debt account receivable, the specific person, dash, Jason. Sebab dia bagi nama orang tu. Kalau kamu tak tulis nama orang tu, salah tak? Taklah salah, tapi kemungkinan tak dapat markah sebab dia dah ada schema answer. Schema answer, this one for Remy and this one for Jason. So you must write down the account receiver specific name sebab tarikh dia berbeza dan orang dia berbeza. Senang kan? So itu dah habis tentang tajuk ni. Senang. Ini tajuk yang kedua. Saya follow ni ya. Yang kedua, berapa slide dah saya bagi? Hello, berapa dah saya bagi tajuk?
2.
2 kan? Yes. Now third one. Are you with me?
Yes.
Dah ni kan? So
Yes.
Yes, cikgu.
you want to give any comment? Tak nampak ke? Tulislah kan? Hi. Kalau tak nampak lah kan? Kalau nampak, okey lah kot. Now, kita nak continue. Kejap ya, kita nak continue with the, ni tajuk ni senang je ya. Continue with the account receivable. Saya rasa saya dah pergi dalam kuliah. Tapi saya go through saja. Nampak tak? Kamu nampak tak ni?
Tak.
Nampak tak eh?
Tak nampak je.
Gelap, gelap.
Tak nampak.
Tak nampak eh?
Gelap. Gelap.
Gelap.
Sekejap, kejap ya. Now, you are presenting. Gelap pula ya, kejap. Saya nak pilih satu tajuk ni. A window. And saya nak pilih another one. Account receivable ni nanti dulu, saya nak ambil bad debt recovery. Okay. Apa bad debt recovery? Bad debt recovery. Share. Okay. This one, topik ni saya tak discuss lagi. Boleh nampak?
Nampak.
Can you see?
Boleh.
Okay. Bad debts recovery ni, dia tak ada working, tak ada calculation, just journal entry sahaja. Senang sangat. Just using journal entry. So satu under direct write off method, maksudnya kaedah hapus kira langsung, dan satu allowance. Apa maksud bad debt recovery? Bad debt recovery bahasa Melayu hutang lapuk terpulih. Hutang tu sebenarnya kita dah determine the debts, tapi a few months the person datang semula. Tadi saya sebut nama siapa? Kita punya account receivable tadi? Saya sebut Irfan. Irfan tu kan? Dia datang semula, lepas tu dia nak bayar. So itu dipanggil bad debt recovery. The amount recovered. Sama dia bayar half or dia bayar whole. Whole ni bayar semua atau separuh. So apa maksud bad debt recovery? Debts repaid by customer after the debt had been written off. Kita dah written off that person, kita dah tutup account receivable, tapi dia nak bayar semula. So bad debt recovery kita tak tahu bila. Kadang-kadang jangka dia bayar. So ini dia punya step. Ini journal entry saja. So bad debt recovery ataupun hutang lapuk terpulih ada dua journal entry. Satu, to record bad debt recovery. Kita nak record hutang lapuk terpulih. Macam mana kita record dia? Kita nak buka account receivable. Yang ni kita buka, we open account receivable dan kita terima cash, we close account receivable. Okay, now this one under write off method, kita buka first step, buka account receivable dan credit bad debt recovery. Saya ada bagi quiz, saya tulis bad debt sekarang, ramai yang tulis betul, salah ya. Bad debt recovery maknanya hutang lapuk terpulih. Dan bila kita buka account receivable, reopen account receivable, first step, dan dia punya pasangan bad debt recovery is hasil. Dan the second step, we must close account receivable sebab we receive cash. And first step, we reopen account receivable and we got bad debt recovery hasil. The second one, kita dapat cash and we close the account receivable. Dua step je. Ini je the journal entry for bad debt recovery. Ini under direct write off. Bad debt recovery. Maksudnya hutang lapuk terpulih. Tetapi under the second one, allowance method. Macam mana kita nak tahu dia guna allowance method? Dalam financial position, dia ada baki awal. Allowance for doubtful debt. Ada dua. Satu, reopen account receivable. Tapi partnernya, allowance for doubtful debt. Ini pun revenue. Tadi bad debt recovery. Tapi under direct write off. Yang ni, credit allowance for doubtful debt. And the second one, we must close account receivable. Kenapa kita close? Because kita receive cash. This one, the first step, we reopen account receivable. And the second one, the second step, we close account receivable because we receive cash. Itu je. Senang kan? So we look at the journal entry. We have to prepare the journal entry. Dia bagi dua, write off. Lepas tu disebut bad debts. Mula kita write off sebab account receivable mungkin bankrupt. After a few months, daripada Julai, lepas tu 30th, kita terima amount hutang lapuk terpulih from account receivable yang kita dah write off. So these two important dates. First, write off. Yang kedua, kita receive cash. Okay, macam mana nak record? This is how to record. The date, July 31st, debit bad debts, credit account receivable. Ini memang write off lah sebab kita dah determine the amount. Lepas tu dia nak bayar after 3 months or 4 months, July, August, September, October, November. After 4 months dia nak bayar the amount. So we have to open account receivable dan dia punya partner ialah bad debt recovery. Ini ialah hasil kredit. Kenapa buka account? Sebab account receivable increase. And the second step, dia nak bayar cash, debit cash dan kita tutup account receivable. Senang je nak ingat. First, reopen account receivable. The second one, we close the account receivable. Tengok, dia spesifik tak nama. Yang tadi ni, kenapa yang ni kita tunjukkan the evidence that we have closed account receivable sebab kita determine write off sebab ada bad debt. Tapi a few month, dia datang bayar, kita kena buka balik account yang ditutup ni. Tapi dia bayar part only, dia bukan bayar semua ya. Okay, the second example, this one under allowance method. Nampak tu, kalau allowance method dia ada bagi the beginning in the financial position. Kalau dia bagi the beginning, we have to apply allowance method guna consistency concept. So ada dua transaction sama je yang tadi. Dua transaction, mula kita dah write off sebab kita dah declare, kita dah determine. Tapi after a few months, account receivable nak bayar semula atau panggil hutang lapuk terpulih. So we have to record this is the transaction. First, we determine the account receivable written off. So tapi kita tak guna bad debt, kita guna allowance for doubtful debts. Sebab kita guna allowance. Yang tadi bad debts. So debit AFDD credit account receivable. Kita hapus kira hutang lapuk ataupun kita hapus kira account receivable. Selepas few months, this account receivable want to repay their debts. So we have to reopen account receivable tapi dia bayar part only. Mungkin dalam ni ramai account receivable. So ada one of them, they want to repay the account receivable. So debit account receivable, credit allowance for doubtful debt. Kalau kita guna direct write off, kita tulis bad debts recovery. And now after we receive cash, kita close. So the first step you reopen account receivable is account receivable. The second step you close account receivable. Itu saja. Senang. So tajuknya tu ialah berkaitan dengan account receivable. So saya tunjuk yang tu. Kira habislah tajuk